Okay, let me kind of stick my head in there.
Okay.
You get out of the way, and I'll kind of look at this.
Okay.
So let me ask you, Mike. You gonna pull this panel out and put in a new panel? Is that right?
Yeah, 200 amp.
Okay.
But hey, if you think it might even be better to go higher than that because we're so close,
I would.
you would. Okay, how much would you go?
Think it through. Okay. Take a look at a 225 or 250. You know, at least you got a little fudge factor later on if you want to add something. You know, 197 and a 200 amp panel doesn't make sense.
Yes.
In my opinion, especially the size of the property, and you always seem to be
Adding more.
Adding more. Yeah. So you kind of want to think that one through, and then make sure that you call STG&E, and that's part of your plan. Remember, we talked about that before. So when they come out here and you say 200 amps on the sheet, they'll put 200 amps.
Yeah,
Right? If
yeah.
you say 250, then they'll have a 250 on there, and that way
Okay.
we can verify that it's what has been dialed in. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll update that with them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me a second here, and I'll figure this out.
Frank, can I have a spot to sit down?
Yeah, there's a stool.
How soon will this panel be taken out, Mike?
They gave me 8 weeks for coming out here to do the inspection, and then they'll schedule. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be a long time.
What size is this panel right now?
100. I
Okay.
believe 100.
Yeah. So basically, what's happening is you're pulling almost 200 amps off 100 amp service, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah. So we got it scheduled. I'll tell them 250.
So I'd be really careful with having all those breakers on.
We never use anywhere near the capacity of all of this stuff.
Okay.
No, we.
But for me to be able to share with you, so I would make sure that you might even want to turn off some of the circuit breakers. This is just me talking, okay?
Mm-hmm.
As an inspector, if you have too much being drawn on a 100 amp panel, you got almost 200 amps being drawn, okay? So you just be careful, and if you have, your main breaker might trip. If you ever have had it, it's probably because you're pulling too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at some of your sub panels.
Okay. The garage. ¿Qué vamos a mirarlos? Oh, Enrique. ¿Tienes los nuevos papeles?
Sí.
¿Dónde están? Do we have it written?
Yeah, right here. Here's panel C.
C, okay.
Right? Panel
Yeah.
F. Right?
Okay.
So that's kind of what I'm going off of right now. You guys gonna do anything different with this sub panel? You're gonna keep the sub panel?
We're at this point we're gonna keep all the sub panels,
Okay.
unless of course you tell me different.
Well, you see how this bus bar is right now? How it's attached?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You see how this bus bar is attached?
Yeah.
Doesn't look the same, huh?
No.
Yeah, you got a sheet metal screw holding in that bus bar. This really needs to be cleaned up. It needs to look clean and professional. All this needs to be tightened up correctly. You should have cable clamps.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. You're getting all this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Same thing over here. This is
Would you suggest a whole new panel? Just a brand new panel?
you know what, you can put a new panel in and find out that you still don't have it looking nice and neat. But typically on the newer sub panels, you'll have a longer bus bar. And you've done one thing correct. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is what they call a neutral bus right here.
Yeah.
And that's floating, which is correct. Okay, that's how it needs to be. It needs to be isolated from the can.
Uh-huh.
This one is attached to the can, which we call this sub panel the can.
It's a grounding.
Uh-huh. This is correct. This is correct. The only thing is that this is not correct, and this is a mess. Everything in here is a mess.
Cables,
Cables, everything, the wires. I mean, a really nice job will be down in 90s. Does that make sense?
down in.
Yeah, so you'll have a straight wire, and it'll be, they'll use a needle nose, and then they'll bend it to a 90, so that way everything looks nice and clean, symmetrical.
Uh-huh.
All right. So like I said, back to all this. This needs to be all cleaned up. The ground needs to be cleaned up. Let's see, you have the right size conductors. Yeah, looks like. Yeah, at least you got the right size circuit breaker for the size of the conductor.
Okay, in general, on cleaning up this part, would it be like taking these cables, for example, and running them behind that big cable?
Not really. Not really. You just want to clean it up. See how this is not even attached to anything?
Uh-huh.
That's hokey. This is hokey. Everything's hokey in here, Michael.
Uh-huh.
So you really want to address this, make this all nice and
So
clean.
when we're talking cable clamps, we're talking these
Uh-huh,
guys?
yep.
Putting, not like grabbing these and holding them together?
No, it
It's
should be
these cable,
exactly.
These cable
Uh-huh,
clamps,
yep.
okay. Okay.
All right, and then same thing over here.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's just running through a hole in the
Right.
okay.
Right. Yeah. So that's a
Okay.
mess.
And one there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And here's
Yeah,
one that's just
I-
sort of floating.
Yeah, I personally would probably go ahead and replace the sub panel.
Okay.
Yeah, I would make it look really like it's supposed to. This is really a mess.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Kiddo.
Okay. Are they all like this?
They are. ¿Dónde están los otros subpaneles? Yeah. Oh, okay. There's one right here. We don't have to walk very far. It's just around the corner of the house here. Okay. Subpanel A.
Okay.
That's the one that goes downstairs.
Yeah. So we're kind of looking at the same thing, Mike.
Uh-huh.
Nothing's looking right on this one. So you have a floating neutral here, a floating ground here. That doesn't even look right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we talked about the ground bus bar needs to be attached to the can. The floating bus bar is just that.
Yeah, the ground, the white ground has to be separated,
Correct.
floating.
Correct.
The ground, wherever it's at,
Yeah, and that's what they're using right here,
Oh,
which
there.
which is not right.
that's
See-
got to be connected to the
Correct.
box.
Right.
Okay.
And if you're going to use this, looks like this is probably an interior box.
Uh-huh.
You'd have to make sure that you have one that's for exterior.
I'll just replace that
Yeah.
with an exterior.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of the cables
All
have
of
to
it.
have clamps.
All of it. Yeah. Even
Okay.
yeah, even up here. Yeah. This is yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So at least the size of the conductors look correct.
Uh-huh.
I can put that in the computer as being okay. The feeder size, the feed. That was the biggest concern, Mike, is that you may not have the proper size conductor that's feeding each sub panel, but that looks okay.
Do we have the tenemos los cables ejemplos?
I have all that. I printed all that out. That's what I
Okay.
was walking with right here. That's
Yeah.
the same as.
Yeah, no, not quite entirely. We have been reviewing. Okay, so this is unnecessary. Here we go. This is the ones that count.
Mm-hmm.
I found a spot on these documents, panel by panel, where we were erroneously taking the jacuzzi pumps and adding them together, and then when it comes to this 25% number, we were taking the total and then putting 25%. This is now corrected as is being. Whew, I'm out of breath. I'm going to sit down.
Yeah.
This was corrected as being only one of the pumps. Okay. See, this number there is the two pumps, jacuzzi and what is that? The sewage pumps, the two sewage pumps together. But only one of them should be the 25% of the largest motor number there, and we had it for two.
Okay.
So we've made minor adjustments, very minor, and every one of these minor adjustments has reduced the actual, very slightly reduced the actual loading, and it was with the 25% where, here, this was a big one. We had 25% 25% of the electric oven. Well, electric oven isn't a motor, so we redo. Anyway, so we made some
So
corrections.
your final numbers for the
Slightly lower.
Yeah, so the one I have was 197, and I think
Oh.
you have 191.
191
Yeah,
is
so it's
the one.
just you're only six.
Do you want to take these?
Sure,
Yeah. Okay.
got it. Good man.
All right.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I'll make a note of the computer that the feeders are adequately sized. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but the sub panels need to be revised. Okay.
Okay. Do you want to look at the ones downstairs, or is that too far?
No, it's all the same.
It's all the same. It
Look
is
at-
actually. It is.
Look at 3.
You know what you got.
That's it's duplication.
And sub panels, Frank, will you stop that? Sub panels are outdoors or indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's okay to use an outdoor sub panel indoors?
Yep.
Okay. All right. As soon as I have those sub panels replaced, then I should go ahead and schedule another
Sure.
inspection. Great.
Hard to believe, on the 31st already.
Yeah.
And
The older you get, the faster it
it
goes.
really does. It really does.
So I even hear on this the main panel, I can see I have the grounding floating.
Yeah. Actually, on the main service, it's just the opposite. The ground and the neutral bus can be tied together on the main service.
On the main.
On the subs, then your statement is true. Ground and neutrals have to be isolated.
Here they connect together.
Okay, so I made a note here at the very top. I said that all feeders to sub panels are approved. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then the corrections are sub panels need proper ground bus bar and isolate neutral bus bar. Interior sub panels not made for exterior should not be used, and provide cable clamps, etc. Right.
Okay.
And then also main service needs to be upgraded to a 200 amp or better. Right.
I'm going to go with 250.
I would highly recommend that. Yeah.
Do you think more than 250 or just?
You know, Mike, it's kind of hard for me to tell you because it depends on when you're going to quit.
Doing this stuff.
Yeah, there's got to be a time where you
Actually,
you spike the football and go, hey man, I'm done. I'm done.
Retired.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
So let you guys figure that out.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll talk later.